so we'd like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks live with Raylene and Beth today. I know it's kind of weird that Raylene's on. You just never know where you're going to find her. But we have, let me get the, we're like all just unpacking and unloading. And I tried to get onto my computer so that I could read the comments, but it needs a password, and who knows what the password is. So anyhow, Raylene is going to do a drawing because we did a scavenger hunt in Boise. So I'm going to let Raylene tell you about that.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, because Ron ditched me, and I'm trying to figure out how to turn the camera around so I can show. No, see, that wasn't it. Well, heck.
Hey, Linda Winter, how are you? It's good to see you. I hear you're not going to be doing shows anymore. A customer was telling me all about it.
Oh, I figured it out.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, there we go. So all this stuff that I'm showing on the table is going to be divided between two winners. We were going to do one winner, but our vendors are the most generous vendors in the entire world. And they gave us so much stuff that they wanted you guys to have more than one winner. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of coming over here to my desk because I wanted to, oh my gosh, I don't even have it here. I have the Castle Rock and not the Boise. Hang on. Right here.
Sometimes you're unorganized too.
Wrong buttons. Hang on a second. I have one right here. I'm going to hold the camera up, guys, because I'm digging in the trash. Because I know I have one right here in the trash because I just threw it in here. Oh my gosh, they threw trash on top of my trash. Oh, for the love of Pete. I thought I was really ready. I was going to list all the vendors again to give them credit for being so awesome. I can remember a lot of them, but I don't want to leave someone out. So I'm going to put a post on our Facebook page to thank all these vendors that were just incredibly generous. And the ones that were at Boise that are going to Castle Rock, when I said to them, do you want to do this? They're like, yes, let's do this again. It was so much fun. I think, it really did what we hoped it would, is it got you to walk into booths. You wouldn't normally think they had anything you wanted, but it got you to go inside their booth and see what they had. So anyway, I'm working like a fiend today to try to contact all the vendors that have been on Wild Wednesday to see if they want to do the Castle Rock one. So we will be doing one. I just don't have the game card ready to post on the page so that you guys can print it. Ruth, who you guys know is our Siri, Ruth has already said, where's the stuff? And I'm like, as soon as I get it, you can have it. So as soon as I get it done, she will have that on our wildwednesdaylive.com website page. And we'll also put a link on the Facebook. I can't even form a sentence, Beth. I don't know about you, but
no, I know. I'm so exhausted.
I'm so tired. I am the dumbest person that ever walked right now. And I just don't know how on earth I'm going to get out of here in another week. But hey, I'm going to turn around. These are the big boxes that came in today. I have like 4 more orders like that coming in before we leave on Monday. So I'm going crazy, but that's okay. It's a good kind of crazy. So anyway, I have everybody who turned in their completed slips are in this bucket. We had 28 people. So that is so cool that many turned it in. I hope nobody went home and forgot to turn them in. But if they did, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm pulling out. I'm going to reach in. And I've been mixing these up like all day. So they're mixed up really good. And I'm like dumping them out because I couldn't find a bigger bin because they're all still in the van.
I know. Gracie came home from school today and in between cheerleading practice and unloaded the van because she didn't want me to have to drive her to school in the van again.
Well, and I told Ron, I go, let me turn my camera around here. I told Ron, I said, okay, you got to go dig in the van and find the tote that had all the prize stuff in it because I need to get it out. So, of course, he was loving that. So, I'm going to come back over here to my desk. I hope you guys aren't having a seizure watching my camera bounce all over.
Oh, I think we're all used to it.
Okay, so I just needed my hands free so I can read the names of the 2 people I just pulled out of here. Okay. The first winner who's going to get half of all these goodies, and I have your address and everything, so give me a day or 2 because I got to find a box and get it all boxed up to get ready to go to. but it's gosh, I hope I don't butcher her last name. First name is Jenny, and I think it's Satterthwaite, Satterthwaite from Eagle, Idaho. That's our first winner. And the second winner, I love Jazz because it's one of our regular viewers who's been with us since day one of the show. And I know you'll be excited about this one too, Beth, because I know she was a help to you. Our second winner, Mo Brashears from Star, Idaho.
Oh my gosh, and I think Mo is on right now.
I hope so. But those are the two winners. I'll post this on Facebook in just a few minutes. And, you know, I'm so excited for everybody that participated, but we are giving all your slips to our webmaster so she can get you on our email list if you're not already, because eventually we'll be doing some stuff with emails and, you know, just some specials for everybody on there. It's just, you know, Beth and I have 85 bajillion amazing ideas and about 4 seconds to be able to do it all. But, you know, we won't always be so crazy running from show to show, and we'll get some more of these fun things going. But for right now, you know, it just looks like the scavenger hunt is going to be a go for the next, you know, several shows, maybe till the end of the year. We're just not sure. But, you know, Boise was the test because it's a smaller show and we could contain it a little better. And it just went so well. Everybody had so much fun with it. And, you know, the vendors really got into it and had a lot of fun with it as well. So we thank everybody that participated, but mostly we thank our amazing vendors for being so generous.
So I'm just going to ask Raylene, and because, you know, my brain's always going, since you're now doing the Reno Quilt Show and you haven't done it in a while,
No.
Are we doing a scavenger hunt there?
Well, of course.
Okay, girls, because I knew my locals were going to be upset if we didn't.
Hey, you know what? Because I have a lot of long-term old customers up in that area. So yeah, my plan is to do it. I just, like I said, I just finally got all the Castle Rock people emailed to see if they're going to do it. The new ones that, you know, weren't at Boise. And then I got to get my hands on a list for Reno so I can start building that list. I'm going to try to actually get Reno all organized and together and who we're going to feature on the lives and all that before I leave for Colorado. Famous last words. I'm going to try so that I'm not so stressed out with that when we're there. And then that way between Castle Rock and Reno, I can get Oklahoma City put together. So, but yes, I'm looking forward to going live at Reno, and I'm looking forward to doing it because it's been quite some time since I've been up there, or at least for that particular show. So I'm excited because I know we have a lot of viewers in that area that'll be at that show. So
perfect. And then do you want to just explain real quick? Because I know some of my regulars sometimes need to be told things once or twice. So, or 83 times. So we are not going to be doing Wild Wednesday live for the next little bit because we've got back to back shows.
Right. So if you go to our new website that Ruth built for us, the wildwednesdaylive.com, she's going to keep an up-to-date calendar, and it'll tell you, like, if it's a Wednesday that we're not doing a show, she made a really cute little graphic that says day of rest. So that way you'll be able to keep track, because it's just for the next couple of months. Because like this week, we're crazed because we're headed right to another show. It's not just that I can't get people booked. The vendors just don't have time. They're on the road. So just for the next 2 months, but you're also getting all the extras because we're going to be at so many shows. So, you know, you'll be getting that Wednesday behind the scenes setup day and the Thursday, Friday shows. So lots of extra stuff going on, even though we won't be doing our regular studio shows. Then we'll be back with our regular every week at 2 o'clock Pacific in July. And I've already got some new people booked. So I'm super excited about all the new faces you guys are going to get to see in July. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Perfect. And Dorothy cracks me up. She says, Yoda says, do not try, do. So I'm just going to say we could totally do it. We do not need to sleep.
Yeah, Dorothy, shut up.
Sleep is overrated.
Well, you know, we ended up getting...
The website is great. That was all Ruth.
Yes, Ruth is amazing. Not only does she do all this extra stuff for Wild Wednesday, she's also my webmaster for my business. So she handles all my mailing list. I mean, she's just amazing. And it's like, that's why we laugh when we're at the shows and we need something done. We go, hey, Siri, do it. Because Ruth just does. And she takes her job as Siri very seriously. But I will say this morning, I like called her. She answers the phone and goes, I'll call you back, and hung up on me.
Uh-oh. Has she called
you
you
know
back?
why? She had a surprise visit from that new great grandbaby.
Oh.
So apparently my ranking dropped way down.
Yeah. That's a bummer. That's a bummer.
And yeah, you know, since we're talking about babies, can I tell them my news?
Yes.
So we found out this morning that our first grandbaby, which is due on November 6th, is a boy. And all the genetic testing came back that he's perfectly healthy. So by the grace of God, it looks like this is going to be an easy pregnancy for her, has been so far. And now we just have to get them moved closer to us because they live in Ohio. So.
Oh, well, that's no big deal at all. They can get jobs near you.
Oh, no, we already told them this morning it's just not even acceptable. And, you know, we don't really care if they move, but the baby's moving whether they are or not. So
Right. Well, and you know what? I'm pretty sure you could find some work for them to do, even if it's a voluntold position.
Well, the cool thing about it is my daughter is a manager for Starbucks, so she can pretty much transfer anywhere.
Oh, nice.
She's been with them for quite a while. So, and Dave works in the healthcare industry, so that's pretty easy to find work anywhere too. So that's the cool thing. We just have to make it happen.
Yeah. So girls, you can all start making baby gifts. The shower will be soon.
For boys, yeah. So we're excited.
They're all typing in congratulations.
Oh, cool. Because I don't have my thing up so I can see comments, but I'll go back and look at them later. But thank you guys. Appreciate it. It's kind of weird for us because is our first one, and my first thought was that's not possible. I'm not old enough for that. And then I realized I'm like really old, and yeah, I am. I realized I'm way behind the game for most people my age. So.
Yeah, because I've been a grandma for 15 years.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yes, very scary.
Yeah, it's like But so we're excited. Like I said, we got the call first thing this morning because they had to call in first thing this morning to get all the results. And she's not quite far enough along for them to do the ultrasound and know the sex. It was because all the testing came back, and that's because she's really only about 4 months. So we got to know a little bit early.
Right. Oh, Dorothy, she's killing me. She says, well, I know you're going to get some sleep because you're not coming to the Salt Lake City, which is the only quilt craft sew show I can go to. Don't worry, Dorothy. We'll be at the Reno show, and we'll make it up to you then.
Well, and Dorothy, a lot of our Wild Wednesday favorites are at Salt Lake. Cruising Quilts is there. Patty Cakes is there. Big Mat Rotary is there. I know there's a bunch of Carriage Country Quilts is there. So a lot. We're really the minority, Beth and I. And just because she and I also have other things going on besides shows that we do with our companies, but a lot of them. Adele will not be, only because for Adele, with her physical limitations still recovering, there was no way, but she'll be at Castle Rock because she's going to help me out a lot there. But now I know that when I went down the list, there's a bunch of favorites that are going to be there because they kind of did the circuit and did all three. So, if you're going to Salt Lake, you're still going to have a ton of fun. You're still going to see a lot of people you're used to seeing live on the show.
And I think in Salt Lake, they're going to have a lot more variety than normal because it is 3 back-to-back shows. So a lot of people from the East Coast or further away felt that it was worth driving to the West Coast because it was 3 back-to-back.
Yeah, so that just reminded me, I just read as you said that Farrell's Country Stitchin' is going to be there as well. I've got the list up here for Castle Rock, or the ones that I know that are doing, making sure I didn't leave. I think Easy Piecing is there too, but I'm not 100% positive about that. But anyway, a lot of the regulars that you guys see on the show all the time, they are there. Beth and I are kind of the anomaly, I guess.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to get a demo done, and then I got to go get Gracie from, she's at cheerleading tryouts.
Awesome. I hope she gets it. Cool.
Me too. Well, not really, but I do.
Yeah.
In that weird kind of way.
Thanks for letting me crash your live today to pull our winners. And I say I'll get a Facebook post up and make sure those names are all spelled right and everything so everybody can check it out. But thanks, everybody, for participating.
Perfect. Thank you, Raylene. I'll talk to you soon.
See you soon. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Okay, let me see. Girls, we're not that techie. Like Ron usually does it. Roger's usually here. Okay, there we go. Okay, girls. So, thank you, Raylene, again for joining us. They always love to hear it first here. So anyways, I'm going to do a quick demo because we had a request for curved piecing again. For those of you who don't know what curved piecing is, this is a sample where I did a placemat and then I took the Go With It fabric. So this is a panel, and then I took the Go With It fabrics and I just did curved piecing. So we have our great big Carnival quilt that's done that same way. We'll show you that in a minute. But really, don't be nervous that the curves are not going to all line up when you cut them. So you're just going to randomly cut your fabric like this. So literally, I'm going to take my rotary cutter and I am going to just randomly cut. You don't want to cut too wide of strips and you don't want to do too deep of a valley, okay? So here is my just kind of little curvy piece. And then I have, let's see, here's another curvy piece from another time, but I'll do it skinnier. I like them skinnier because it's easier to get them to lay flat. If you do them too bulky, it's going to be hard. So see how those totally do not line up at all. See how there's like a big space in there? They do not line up. You're thinking, oh my gosh, that's never going to fit together. Okay, I'm trying to get the iron warm at the same time. So I'm going to take these over here. You don't have to worry about pinning. And I've changed my stitch length to 1.5. So shorten your stitch length. You don't want big stitches. You usually probably stitch at 2.5. You're going to lower it to 2.5 so your stitch length is smaller. It just makes it a little bit more secure because we want to take a narrow seam. So see here how I'm lining it up, and if I line it up, it's not going to line up at all. Don't worry about it, okay? Line it up for the first little bit like this, and then you're going to do about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. So that's why you want to be sewing. That's why you want to sew your 1/8 of an inch seam allowances. That's why you want your stitches shorter. I know sometimes it's hard to think of what I'm doing and talk at the same time. So see how I'm just moving like this? And I typically would sew with my needle in the down position so that it's kind of like you've got a third hand securing things. So I just sew for a little bit and then I line it up. And see how it's not lining up right now? So I'm just going to pull it over here and line it up. And then just realign it so it lines up. So I know it's like exactly opposite everything you've ever been taught. And literally in the Curvy Carnival quilt, I use every little piece. If it's 3/4 of an inch or bigger, I use it. So here is, I should have used like a black thread so you could see it. But here's the stitching right along here. See it? It's just like 1/8 of an inch seam. And then I'm going to take it over to the iron. I don't iron it open or anything. Oops, it's hot. Okay, so I just iron it to one side, and you can see I can feel it there, and so I can kind of maneuver it as I'm ironing it and push it so that it doesn't fold over on itself. And if Katie Bandhauer is on, Katie, I'll get you signed up for the 7-block wonder class. So see how you've got a fun little curve here? And you're just going to do that as many more times as you need to. So if you have a question, I think it was Stacy that had asked me to demo it. So should they be cut on the bias? They do not need to be cut on the bias. They don't need to be cut on the bias at all. Just cut them the regular. But you want to don't do the width of your fabric. If you have a strip that's 44 inches, that's too unwieldy. It's going to just be all over the place. So I never work with a strip more than 22 inches, which is the width of your fat quarters. So if I am doing just regular yardage, I would cut my 44-inch strip and then I'd cut it in half. So I'm only working with 22 inches. And like when we did, so I could just take these two here. See how curvy this is? There's kind of a big dip. You don't want ginormous dips. Ginormous dips are going to be really horrible. You just can't work the fabric. You just want gentle slopes. But I can totally take this weird piece here and sew it to here. See how they don't fit at all? But once I sew them, they'll be perfect. And this is here is the Curvy Carnival in case you guys want to see a big quilt with it done. We've already turned off the lights, but this is a good size quilt that we did that same technique. We took a focal fabric and cut it big. We framed it with a flange, a tiny little flange, so that it really makes the focal fabric pop. And then we did the Curvy Carnival all in between it. But you can see here, this was probably 3/4 of an inch, that little piece of yellow and this piece of purple. It's really great if you don't want to waste any fabric. And it's kind of like the more you got like little odds and ends, I just sew them in. So you're really going to just get creative. And there's no wrong way to do it. I know, Beverly Ann, it looks like it won't work, but it will. Here, I'm going to do this last one for you, just because I can tell you guys are nervous. Okay, see this? And everything you've been taught in your whole life, these two are not going to fit together, right? They're just not. But we're going to sew them right now because you'll see. Don't worry, like don't overthink it. It's one of those things, if you have like that math brain, it probably doesn't feel like it should work. So I've just lined it up. And then here it's kind of getting off track, so I'm going to just pull it over. And I did order those tilty, that tilty table to go under the machine like this. I think it's going to feel much better for you guys. So honestly, this is one of my favorite techniques. And if you have a glass of wine or two, it's not going to matter. You're not going to have to be piecing any, you're not like making any points. You just can't go wrong. Okay. So I pieced it and I'm going to iron it. And I use a lot of steam when I'm doing this to make it lay flat. So you have to like have mind over matter and you have to be the boss of your fabric here. Sometimes it doesn't really want to lay too flat. Just start steaming it. I don't know if there's no water in here. So just give it a super, super, super good press. I press every strip that I sew before I press the next one. So see how that just works? Okay, is there any questions? I'm trying to learn to not use pins. Well, sometimes pins are necessary, sometimes they're not. But with the curvy piecing, you definitely don't need pins. Carolyn Gavernich, don't worry, you've seen the curvy piecing before. How do you sew the curvy strip to the square block? Oh, so after you make this however big you want, you're gonna square it up. So you have to make it bigger than you actually need, because see how here it's like an inch and here it's like 4 inches. So if I were to square this up, I would lose a whole bunch. So this would end up being like a 1-inch strip. So I'm going to keep sewing. I like to do these pretty big, and then when I cut them, I just start sewing them together with other strips. But you definitely have to make them wider than you're actually going to need, because they're not going to be the same width all the way through. Okay, you got other questions? I know I got it. Roger's not reading me the questions. So let me see. Do you catch any of Missouri Quilts lives? No, I didn't. How many focal pieces for a large quilt? I think in your kit there's 6, Stacy. There should be 6 in the Carnival quilts. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anybody else's? How do you sew the curvy? Nope, I got that. I know polka dots. You can't go wrong with polka dots. It totally looks like it won't work. How many big squares do we cut for the large quilt? It really, I would just, so Stacy, I would cut a couple of each fabric and just start building. So you don't want to cut them all up because you don't know, you might want some bigger, you might want some smaller. Once you start sewing it and you start designing it, that's when you're really going to know how many you want. And if you get nervous about it, you can always take a photo and send it to me and I can give you my 2 cents. But there are photos in the patterns that will pretty much kind of let you know what you want to do. Okay, let's see. I've signed up for One Block Wonder class and retreat. Okay, perfect, Lynn. I think that I think that Christy put on our website the One Block Wonder class and the retreat today. Because you're cutting it curved, it already gets kind of a bias effect, so no need to put the fabric on a diagonal to cut it. Perfect. Dorothy is our brains of reason. She knows why we do things. I don't really know why we do things. We just do them. I know Linda ABC, they do lay flat. Okay, let me see. Okay, so girls, thank you, Diana. Oh, see you later, Cynthia. Okay, so if you have any questions about the curve piecing, let me know. I did want to just let you guys know before the oh, we should have let Raylene pick some of our winners. We don't have that many prizes today, though. But if you're new to watching us, every Monday we try to do a demo or technique. This Monday's kind of hard because we're just getting home from Boise. So we're unpacking and we're trying to get all the quilts long arm quilted and get those out because people are needing them for graduation gifts and things. No pressure or anything, but if I could have them done yesterday, they would love it. But I found, so we're going to have kind of it's going to kind of be weird, not weird, but different for a while because we have a ton of new fabric. So we're going to have some sale fabric. We're going to have some crazy stuff coming up on Wednesday. But I did want to kind of tell you guys about 3-yard quilts because it really is a thing right now. It's a super rage. Everybody's doing them. They're in everybody's booths at all the shows. So 3-yard quilts, basically you're able to make quilts using, oh, look at, I did 2 of the same ones. Okay, here, we're going to take this one away. So basically with 3 1-yards. So you need a light, a dark, and a focal typically, but you could make them more blendery if you want. But with 3 1-yards, you can make all of these different quilts. So it's really kind of nice. If you want to, you can just make, if you want to make it bigger, just make more of those blocks. And in here, in her books, she does give you directions on how to enlarge it. So if you want to make a twin topper, a queen or king topper, she gives you all the directions and layout so that you can make the quilts as big or as small as you want. You could make this one with only 4 blocks or 6 blocks, or here there's like 16 blocks. So all of her patterns, and she's known as the 3-yard quilt lady. All of her patterns are geared towards 3 1-yards. Of course, if you want to make it bigger than a lap size, you would need more. So we do have, and I just want to show you these. I'm going to show them on Wednesday too. But if you want them now before they're gone, if you want this one, it's S413 for $15. I know somehow we started doing this on Mondays too, because mostly I'm doing it with stuff I don't have very much of. So this one's 412 for $15. So if you guys are new to this, you can just type in what you want, S and the number, and then we will put it in your baskets. And then here is S5415. The reason I wanted to show you that is because I found a couple of fabrics that I thought would be fun. but I only have a few, so I don't want to do it on Wednesday when we've got more shoppers. So here is a totally cute little Christmas. It's got some silver glitter, acorns, but look at the cute little fairy girls. So it's got fun little fairy girls. Super cute. So this
I wasn't able to pick
sorry.
it up 'cause you're moving.
Okay, sorry, I'll go slower. We gotta just pick Gracie up from cheerleading in 1 minute. Okay, girls, see that? Super cute. It does have silver glitter. So the 3 1 yards is the one fairy, and then the fun light green batik, and then a red scrolly. So and I only have 2 of these sets. So S95 for $36 is the Christmas set. And if they don't sell today, I will show them again on Wednesday. And then this one is S179. It's $48. It's got 4 yards, okay? So this one you can totally add a border to. But look at how fun those fabrics are. But I could only find 1 set of these fabrics, so I only have 1. So if you want 179 for $48, type that in, and I'll put that in your basket. And then here's a fun little bumblebee one, bumblebees and bears, S407 for $30. So that's $10 a yard. You've got a fun stripe. You've got kind of like a honeycomb or something. And then here is the bears with the bumblebees. So S407 for $30. That's $10 a yard, girls. You can't beat it. And then I do have, if you don't want the books with a bunch of patterns and you just want one, we have S94 for $6 and S411 for $6. So S94 is going to go a lot faster because it's got bigger pieces. The S94 is 46 by 58, and then S411 is 43 and a half by 58 and a half. So there, if you just want one pattern to try the 3-yard patterns, those are good. And then I have 2 of this collection. So this is a super cute little girl quilt, or there goes Gracie calling to see where we are. Look at how cute this fabric is. The pinks. It's got blocks, kind of quilty like. And then the coordinates are right here, S99 for $36. So there's 3 1 yards. I do have more of this green if you want, or this pink here, but we don't have too much more of this. I only have 2 of the focal fabric. But if you want to make it bigger, I do have more of these too. So S99 for $36, and I have 2 sets of those. And then we have this little bumblebee and teapots and coffee. I think here. And then, so those 3, if you want to make a quilt like to throw in your kitchen or something, or on your front porch, S97 for $33. That makes it $11 a yard. And then the last one, because Gracie's going to be mad if I don't go pick her up. So this is the same fabric as the pink one, but in blue, but I only have 1 of these. And then the green and the blue. So S98 for $36. So if I went too fast, you guys can always go back and rewatch it, and we'll honor all of those numbers. But some of them I only have 1 of. So if Linda ABC's on, she probably typed it in first. We tend to give it to the first person unless you like absolutely saw something you have to have. Then we'll tell if somebody else got it. If you tell us you have to have it, we'll ask the other person if they'll give it up. So anyways, that's oh here, let me do the prizes real quick before. Oh my gosh, Roger, now you sound like Devin. Okay, can you scroll? I'll scroll. I don't think here. My mom was always late picking me up because she was working with horses. Yeah, my parents were always late picking me up too. Okay, let's see. Will Karen make some 3-yard samples? Yes, she will. She will. We do have one sample out of Halloween. I'll show it to you, Mary, on Wednesday. Okay, so here I've got Love My Stash. So Lynn Jenkins came in this morning and she donated some prizes. So she's got a cute little Love My Stash quilt. It's a 20 by 28. And I've got Cynthia Eichhorst. Wait. Okay. And then I've got a cute little.
We're on our way.
We're coming, Gracie.
Mom's finishing up.
Okay, and then we've got sewing machines, cute little vintagey sewing machines. I got to make sure I don't give it to Lynn again because Lynn donated it back. So if you ever get something you don't want, just comment you don't want it and we'll give it to somebody else. Or if it sits in your house and it germinates a little bit, then you can always bring it back. Okay, I've got Beverly Ann. And I saw Greta. Greta, I have one soldier quilt ready to be, I have one soldier quilt ready to be, the binding to be put on if you want to come pick it up. And then we have this super cute, I almost was going to sell it, Lynn, because I thought somebody would for surely buy it. But look at how happy those little frogs are. So we've got cute little frogs going to, hey Anna, did you get your car all washed? Okay, let's see. I've got this going to Peggy Cato. Oh my gosh, Peggy and Mo were lifesavers. They helped me in Boise with my booth. Okay, and then I've got 3 fat quarters that I rolled up together. Well, I lost the feed. Okay, 3 fat quarters that I rolled up together of Kate Facets. So we've got 3 fat quarters. And I've got Kathleen Rader. And then if you've already commented on all of this weird stuff, it's already in your basket. But if you were thinking about it and you didn't comment about it and you want it put in your basket, comment and I'll put it in. I still have some of this stuff left and the stuff, weird stuff with Velcro. I think it's all stuff for upholstery fabrics. So I still have some of that if you guys want it. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's all we've got. All right, girls, we will talk to you on Wednesday. So we will have a live sale Wednesday at 4 o'clock. All right, have a good week. Go get some sewing done. Bye. 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 Bye.